These are directions on how to do your absolute value addition and subtraction. You should have a sheet that looks like this with 16 questions. Okay, so let's start on an example. So it says the absolute value of negative 12 plus the absolute value of negative 15. Now remember, to find absolute value, it's always positive. You can't have a negative absolute value, because remember, absolute value, and you should be writing this on your paper also, is the distance that number is from 0. Right? And you can't travel a negative distance. You can't say the Walmart is negative 5 miles from my house, right? It would just be 5 miles from my house. Whether it's behind your house, in front of your house, to the left of your house, or to the right, it's still 5. Okay, so here we go. So I have negative 12 and negative 15. I'm actually going to draw a number line to do these. With this one, you maybe wouldn't have to, but for some of the other ones, it gets a little confusing. So I'm going to draw a number line. Here's 0. I'm going to just do it by 2s, but if you want to do yours by 1s, you can. I'm just doing it so I don't have to write as much. Okay, so the first number I have is negative 12. So I'm going to find negative 12 on this number line, which is right here. And then to find the absolute value, which is what these lines mean, of negative 12, I got to figure out what is the distance from 0 to negative 12. So I'm going to count how far away is it. So I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Right? I wouldn't say it's negative 12 because I can't travel a negative distance. So the absolute value of negative 12 would just be 12. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing now with negative 15. So negative 15 is approximately here, kind of in between 14 and 16. And I got to figure out what is the distance from 0 to negative 15. That's how I'm going to find the absolute value. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And since it's in between 14 and 16, it would just be 1. So the distance would be 15. Okay, now I can just add 12 plus 15 together, which gives me 27. So the answer to this would be 27. Okay, we're going to do one more together, which is this subtraction one. Okay, so I'm going to draw my number line. And I'll put 0 over here a little bit. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And those are negative. Then I have 2, 4, all the positives, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. All right, so I'm going to find what is the distance first, or the absolute value from 0 for negative 9. So negative 9 is right here, in between 8 and 10. And to find the absolute value, I'm going to figure out how far away is it from 0 first. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, minus 25 would be somewhere here. And I'm going to count how far away is 25 from 0. That's the absolute value. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 25. Okay, so now I have 9 minus 25. And I can't just do 9 minus 25 the way we normally do it, because you can't do 9 minus 25, right? This number right here is smaller than 25. But I could use my number line to help me. So I'm going to get rid of all these lines. There we go. So I had 9 minus 25. And I'm going to start at 9, like it says here. So I'm going to put a dot at 9. So here is 9 in between 8 and 10. And it says I'm going to subtract 25. So if I'm going to subtract 25, that means I'm going to go backwards 25, right? Or I'm going to go into the negatives 25, which means I'm going to go this way 25. So I'm just going to count this way 25, and I'm going to have to add some numbers. I don't have enough. I think that might be. Okay, so I'm going to start at 9 and keep counting backwards 25. Okay, so this is 9, So let's see, 9, 8, so that would be 1. Sorry, so 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, 25. So going backwards 25 or minus 25 puts me at minus 16. So the answer to this problem would be minus 16. And if you were confused about where in the heck I was getting those numbers from when I was counting, I was just counting how far is 9, right? So starting here, going from this dot to this line, that's 1, right? And then going from 8 to 6 is 2. So 1 plus 2, that gets me 3, right? So it's increasing by 2 each time because mine are broken up into 2s. 5, 7, kind of like that. So that's how I was counting to do it. Okay, if you have any questions, talk to the people next to you before talking to your teacher.